All right, Nick Livermore, mate. FightR Promotions just signed a big deal with Stan Sport. Got Tevita Pangai Jr. Mate, tell us about the card.
I think it's a stellar lineup headed up by Paulo Aokuso, and his younger brother Austin's on the card, and now the other two pro fighters are Tevita Pangai Jr. and Jermaine. So I think for both a rugby league fan and a boxing fan, it's a big draw card along with some of those huge names that we've announced from rugby league land.
What sort of made you want to get into this boxing space here in Australia?
Oh, look, I think we've had some massive names in Australian boxing. I think the audience is growing and using rugby league as a platform for that, and we're unashamedly doing so. And the guys that do enter in the ring have seen what the likes of Paul Gallen have done before, and hopefully Tevita Pangai can replicate. But I think it's about drawing a bigger audience than the traditional boxing supporters, where you've got well-known names like Jason Taumalolo, JuniorPaulo, Nelson Asofa-Solomona that have put their hands up to say, I want to get into the ring, and also do the sport of justice to say, you know, it's an athlete's game and these guys are warriors. So I think opening up that market for rugby league players to transition that might want to see what being in the boxing ring solo is about, and I think the audiences that are viewing in show that it's a big draw card.
You mentioned Paulo Aokuso. What can you offer him in his career moving forward?
Well, he's headlining for the first time, and I think for Paulo, he hasn't had that opportunity elsewhere, and Stan Sport have given him that platform now, and I think the streaming service in Australia is growing, that now there's choice as to where these fighters can be seen on TV and show their wares, where we haven't had that before, and I think the market will only grow further and further, and that's what's great about Stan Sport and these pay-per-view events. It gives relatively unknown names an opportunity to become definitely Australian sensations, and putting Paulo on the same card as JuniorPaulo or Jason Taumalolo, there's audiences that don't know the name Paulo Aokuso that will know it come October 7, and he's supportive of it, and we just want to showcase what Australian athletes can do.
Yeah, Tevita, how far do you think he can take boxing?
I think just listening to him, he's walked away from a massive NRL contract. He obviously believes in himself, which I think from a mental health perspective is something we should all be encouraging people to do, to follow your dreams, and if it means sacrificing big, I think he's certainly done that, and he believes in himself. And I think what was encouraging about his discussion today, he just talked about his brother and how they've got that love for each other, and they want to encourage each other. So it's up to Tevita what he can do now, but certainly he's putting everything on the line, and we've seen him before in the ring on Stan Sport, and we'll see him again, and I'm sure he's got a big journey ahead of him.
Now, last one, we expect to see some more cards moving forward. How often do you want to do this?
Look, it's first things first. We want to put on a great show on 7th of October. We've got some plans to move forward and grow, and I think with guys like Tevita and Paulo Aokuso on the card, they need to be showcased regularly. So I think we'll get this event and give it the justice it deserves, and then certainly after that we'll be announcing.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for having me on the call.